Today is Happy Festivus for the rest of us day. 2 days until Christmas.
2 days until Christmas.
Which means it's time for our annual holiday episode.
Yes.
Where we watch something that is tangentially tied to the holidays most of the time.
Well, and it's a pretty big shift in theme from last year.
Yes, you are not wrong.
But still holiday themed, and that's what counts.
It's true. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
This is episode 365. As Al noted earlier, if you could have a full year's worth of episodes now that you could just listen to every single episode we've done for an entire year. 2024 is your year. You can just listen to all of our episodes one a day.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. You're good.
Yay.
So yeah, it is our holiday special where, like I said, we talk about some stuff that has some holiday themes to it, or it's got something to do with
Takes place
it
during the holidays.
Yeah, I mean we've done this for quite a few years now. We've done the Sailor Moon S movie as a Christmas for Christmas time. We've done Gundam Wing Endless Waltz.
Yep.
We did Snatcher.
Yep.
We did something else around the 200s, which I do not have, but we did the Persona 4 Golden Anime episode.
Very good episode.
It's a very good episode. Last year we did Gundam 0080,
One pocket.
which you nicely bought me all 6 laser discs for Christmas this year.
Yay!
This is very cool.
You mentioned on the podcast last year that you didn't have them and that you liked the artwork. And so, as soon as I finished recording, I was like, let me search and see if I can find it. And then I had alerts set up so that if any of them went live, that I could take a look and see. And a full set went live and it was in pretty good shape. And I was like, there we go. That's it.
Yeah, I as someone who has definitely gone through the trouble of trying to buy laser discs on eBay and all that sort of stuff, it is difficult to find those. Not only just find them in general, but also find them in relatively good condition. So
yeah,
good on you.
Yay!
But yeah,
they're all in Japanese, so good luck with that.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't have a laserdisc player, so I just buy them because they look cool as.
They do look cool as. I mean, it's the same reason I buy vinyl. It's for I do have a vinyl player.
Yeah, you have a little bit more of a use for them, so or use for that, I should say.
But they look cool, so that's what matters, right?
They do look cool. That is indeed what matters. But yeah, we are discussing this year's holiday spectacular extravaganza.
Wow!
We are taking a look at something that we kind of decided upon when it came out, or when it was put out, viewable for us. Earlier this year, we were basically like, oh, this is a holiday, because you watched it before I did. You were like, oh, hey, this takes place during Christmas. This would be a perfect thing for us to do for Christmas. And basically, I just kept that in the back of my mind for the rest of the year. It was like, okay, well, that makes this whole thing much easier.
Yeah, because usually we're like, oh man, what do we do?
Yeah.
This one was easy. It was handed straight to us.
Which is very nice. We are discussing the Kaguya-Sama Love is War movie, The First Kiss That Never Ends. Because it takes place during Christmas and the lead up to Christmas.
Christmas. And a lot of important events involve Christmas.
That's true. That's usually, that's how it goes. That do be how it goes.
That do be how it goes. I mean, if you even look at the Wikipedia artwork, you have Chica with her Santa outfit, but I love that her bow is still on the hat, which is great. That's a really good touch.
Yeah, this film basically kicks back up right after the end of season 3, where the season 3 cliffhanger was Kaguya and Miyuki having a kiss on the rooftop.
Dill smooch.
And now we have the fallout from that, essentially. Which is nice.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's nice that this isn't just like an anime only original type thing.
It's a full-on continuation.
Yeah. All right, the other holiday thing we did was the live action Ace Attorney film.
Oh, that was a good one.
Which was very good.
That's really good.
But yeah, this is the continuation of the story. So everything you see here is canon and everything. So we get a lot of stuff with regards to that, and like I said, the fallout of that kiss and how everyone is going to react to that. Especially our main two characters, which is interesting because like it is very much focused in on them. Like there's still some side plots happening around the surrounding edges, but it is mostly just them compared to like how it is with like the anime series in particular, or like the television series, to say. This film came out on December 17th, 2022 of last year. That's how time works. 2022 was last year. Good job, Jared.
I mean, you're right.
It came out over here and other places in February of 2023, and then was broadcast on television in April of this year in Japan. And then also Crunchyroll put it out, I think, probably around the same time or something. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, let's dive into this film.
All right, let's take a dive.
It is fun.
It is very fun. I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it captures the spirit of the series very well. But also, like I said, it's more serious than you might expect from this series in particular, because like the series itself is a good blend of the romance and comedy aspects of the romantic comedy genre. That's how that works. But with just the way the stakes are, especially with how things ended at season 3, you kind of have to take things in a more serious direction, because a lot of this is these two characters figuring out like how do we get this relationship going, or how do we figure things out in a way that's actually going to be beneficial to both of us, and like stop messing around with all of this. So
yeah, I mean they've got some really big decisions to make now.
So there's not a whole lot of like opportunities for like the traditional like we're gonna like break off the beaten path and have like a weird comedy skit type deal. There's still some of that here, but it's not as prominent as you might expect.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the like humorous bits of it have to do with like the visual gags of like little Kaguya and stuff.
Or just
and obviously Chica, because that's just who she is as a person.
Especially her Christmas party.
Oh my god. She's a wild one.
She is for sure a wild one. Yeah, so like I said, the end of season 3, they have the kiss. Now we have to figure out what happens now. What happens next? Like,
are they dating? Are they not dating?
Who's to say? What do we know?
Is someone going to go to Stanford?
Yeah, I guess. Do we know about that? No.
No.
Kaguya is very like happy about this, but then like I basically is like, hey, what you went too far with your kiss there. Now he's gonna think you're just like you're a hussy. You're a hussy. And she's just like, oh no.
Gave an adult kiss.
Oh no, what have I done?
I think you're a loose woman.
Yeah, Miyuki is just very like anxious about this, because he's like, okay, well, we did this. Does this mean we're this now? Like, we gotta have this. We gotta have a chat at some point about this. I guess we're gonna have to do this today or something. And then like as soon as she walks in, she's Chibi Kaguya, and he's like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah, this is not good.
And Chika has to explain basically like, oh, hey, sometimes like this is a rare thing that happens, and like we get to see this rare occurrence. It's SSR Chika, or not Chika Kaguya.
SSR.
And like the narration is like, oh, if her mental state and all this and lack of sleep combined in this sort of way, she becomes this. And it's just a way to like basically shield herself from something bad that could happen.
Is that why I'm so small?
Yes.
Because I'm anxious and sleep deprived?
You're SSR Al.
Oh my god. Wow, well, now we know that secret.
And basically, Kaguya herself has this battle of her various personas inside of her head, where it's like, her normal self that we usually see her as, like the colder ice version of herself, which was how she was kind of like at the beginning of the series and prior to it as well. Her chibi version, and then like a kid version who is the judge, presiding over everything. I think one of the things that this movie does pretty well is like it talks about the multifaceted aspects of like of personas, essentially. In particular with like how people put on personas for like, you know, different people, for themselves, for how they are perceived and everything. And in particular, like how both Kaguya and Miyuki both do this in different ways.
Right. Like
Where,
how do you react to expectations that are put on you?
yes, very much so. That is a very key thing of this movie in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because Kaguya's whole thing is like, you know, she's from this very affluent family and everything, and she's been drilled since like childhood of like, you know, you got to be prim and proper, you have to like be perfect essentially to not disgrace our family name and everything. And essentially that's what made her kind of like become distanced from everyone, and how it's like, you know, everyone thought she was like very cold and everything, because she thought she had to do that to protect herself in order to like not get into various relationships, and in order to like not have like all these like different avenues of ways she could get hurt. And so
Right.
she put up this ice wall essentially. And once she gets into the student council and everything, and like meets Miyuki and Chika and everyone, like that starts to come down. She's able to kind of like showcase who she really is in a different way. But she also realizes like that she, like you said, she has all these expectations on her for, you know, who she's supposed to be and everything, and she has to showcase like this one side of her, but there's also these other sides of her, and can she actually showcase all of those sides to a single person, specifically like with her relationship with Miyuki and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And on Miyuki's side, he has to like deal with the fact that like, you know, he's just a regular old dude who, you know, has risen through the ranks of the school and everything through a lot of hard work and, you know, dedication and everything, but also the fact
Like
that
he doesn't have that prestige.
he doesn't have the prestige. He lacks a lot of confidence in himself.
Have confidence.
Have confidence.
No confidence.
And especially when he compares himself to Kaguya, he thinks like, oh, like, you know, like I don't have the same like pedigree that she does and everything. So like, can I even like stand next to her or even like close to her in some sort of way? Because like we come from like two very different avenues of life. So like, how do I do that? And like, can I like show her this aspect of myself, or like, should I show her this aspect of myself? Like, is that something that I should be doing and everything?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought like the way they showcased not only just both of those, but like how each character rectifies and comes to terms with it and like tries to deal with that, I thought
Right.
was a really good aspect of the film and what they were portraying with the story in particular.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because, I mean, these are all like really serious things that people would have to
Mm-hmm.
consider, especially if they are trying to be in a relationship with somebody. Like, how would you deal with those feelings and how do you deal with those expectations? And I mean, that's what they're doing here. And it's also hard when you're like, I don't know, 17, 18
Yeah,
years
that's also a
old.
key thing here, is that like, hey, these are kids, so
Yeah.
you could think easily, because like the way their relationship has been, you know, very playful in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to be the one that gets them to confess. No, I'm going to be the one that gets her to confess type deal. Like, they could easily have rectified a lot of this if they had just communicated, which, like, you know, we've talked about in a lot of things. But at the same
Right.
time, 17-year-olds are very stupid
Correct.
and don't think of these types of things in the moment, because their brains are just like, whoa!
Also correct.
So they don't have like the thought process to think that clearly and be like, oh, you know, this would be an easy way to figure all this out.
Or that far ahead.
Or that far ahead. Yeah, so it's a mess.
It's a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I did appreciate that like more serious side of this movie. I guess it's like 4 episodes the way that I watched it, but
Yeah.
um, I did like that there was that serious angle to it because it needed it. It needed for them to go through these moments of like reflection and growth in order for them to figure out where is this going to go from here.
Mm-hmm.
If you had just done like the funny, goofy, haha playfulness the whole time, I don't know that it would have been as believable
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
could
yeah,
make it
yeah.
work.
It wouldn't have hit as well.
It would no, it wouldn't. It would not. I mean, it would have been funny, but it probably wouldn't have been as like legitimately good as this was.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think one scene that's also pretty good in this is like when Miyuki gets hospitalized, or gets like, you know, he gets put on rest because like he's just overworking himself because that's the way he is and everything. And like
That's who he is.
like the doctor comes in, like the doctor seems a little shady and everything, but the doctor's like, hey, if there's anything wrong, like you can talk to us. Like that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you. And like he just lays everything out for them. And it's like, yeah, hey, talking to people whose job it is to help you is a good idea.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Nice. It's pretty nice. I mean, that's kind of what they're there for.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I thought that was like a nice thing to showcase of like, hey, you know, if you need help, like talk to people whose job it is to help you.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like there are moments
idea.
where it's a good idea to be vulnerable and say that you need help.
Mm-hmm. So
it's good for your mental health.
Yeah.
It's good for your physical health.
Yeah.
I'm doing thumbs up, but you can't see it. But just know that I'm doing thumbs up, people.
There you go. The thumbs are up.
The thumbs are up.
So yeah, I like I said, I really like those two aspects of this film. I thought they were really well done.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
And like I said, in a way, like it's not exactly what you would expect from this, which I think makes it like I said, a little bit better than normal.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of the first half of this film is Kaguya, like she reverts to her ice form. That becomes like her domineering personality, and she wants to have Miyuki kiss her because she's the one who kissed him, as a way to like, you know, seal the deal, essentially. And he's just like flustered and everything because he doesn't know how to deal with this personality in particular, and with her being kind of like more assertive and aggressive. He's just like, are you mad at me? Like I don't know what to do. You want me to hold your hand? I don't know how to. I don't know what to understand. Your hand's cold. Well, that's weird. So he's just
poor boy.
He's having a bad time. And the whole time she's just like, "Oh my god, come on, do the thing."
He does not do the thing.
He does not do the thing.
Nope.
And she's also struggling, to the point where like eventually like she has to like go into her own head and like all her personalities have to come together and be like, hey, if one of us gets to kiss, all of us get to kiss, so it's all fine and everything. So like, let's just go with that. And also like, I think he's gonna like any of us. Like it's gonna be totally fine. Let's just go with that. Let's not just
realization of like all of these sides of me are still me.
Yeah. Which is a nice little thing.
Yeah.
So that was good. Chica's holiday party. What the heck? What the heck?
I mean, it has Chica involved in this whole situation.
You're right.
Like, it was gonna be Chica-fied.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I think that's the way to put it. So she invites everyone from the student council to her party, but Ishigami and Miko are going to Tsubame's party because they got invited to that first.
Right.
Which is interesting because like that is definitely a side plot of the series, but like it doesn't really get addressed a whole lot, and like there's a very brief scene at the end that like something weird happened during it, but it is not addressed at all.
No, and I'm very curious as to what happened there.
So yeah, that's all thanks to like basically at Chika's holiday party, it is Chika, her sister, Miyuki and his sister, and Kaguya all at the party. And we cut to this party, and it's just like Chika and her sister are dressed up very oddly, and she explains, "Oh yeah, you know, one year we just decided to combine Christmas and New Year's into one holiday, and that's just what we've been doing for the last couple of years now." And everyone's just like, "What are you talking about? How does that even make sense?"
Makes sense in her brain.
Yep. That's just how it works.
That's just how it goes for her.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. I was trying to say funny and good, and it came out as food.
It's very food.
It's very food.
They do a gift exchange,
Yes.
which Kage and Miyuki are trying to get each other, but
Mm-hmm.
Kage's whole plan is either get Miyuki or get his sister so that she can share with Miyuki.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a win, but it's a win.
Right.
And Miyuki's like, I gotta get Kaguya. Oh no. Oh no. And also he's stressing because he panicked and like last minute shopped for gifts.
Right.
And it was just
And
like,
he's not
oh
confident with
god,
what he
these are
got.
terrible.
Yep. He's not at all confident on what he got.
No. So yeah, he does not get her.
Nope.
I forget who his gift goes to, but like it might go to Chika or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But Chika's sister gets Miyuki and like she gives him some handcuffs. And he's very happy because he's like, oh, I didn't have the worst gift here. Essentially, I didn't have the weirdest or worst gift. And everyone's like, why are you so happy by this? Yeah. But then like Kage and Miyuki both go outside and have a chit chat, and they have their own gifts to give each other. Kaguya gives Miyuki a gift, and she's like, yeah, and he's very excited by it, but he's like, I got you a gift as well, but I can't give it to you. It's too bad. It's too terrible.
It's too terrible.
It's awful. And she's like, no, I want the gift. Give me the gift. No, give me the gift. And then they start running after each other and end up in a park, and eventually she's able to get the gift, and it's just a little it's the
Ball in a cup.
Ball in a cup toy.
Like it's a nice looking one.
He's like, yeah, I didn't have time, so like I
Panicked.
I panicked, and I just got the nicest thing that it's very nice. It's very good. It's like it's very well made.
Yeah. It's a ball in a cup.
Yeah. And Kage's just like, yeah, this is great. I'm happy with this. And then they basically, this is where they have their big conversation where
Yeah, they talk.
they have their talk where essentially Kage kind of slays everything out and being like, hey, I want to be able to show you every side of me, even if like there are sides of me that you do not like or sides of me that other people don't like. I want you to be able to accept those. And I think that's what people in a relationship should be able to do is like, you accept those parts of you that, or accept those parts of the other person that, may not be the best, but like they're a part of that person. So you kind of, you have to accept them. Whereas Miyuki's kind of just like, look, I can't really show you that. Like, I don't really know how to do that. I don't feel like I would be able to because I don't want you to think badly of me. And I don't think, that would be beneficial towards our relationship. So they have this disagreement in terms of like, what side of each other should we show each other?
Mm-hmm.
Which was a very interesting aspect of this. But they kind of just come to an agreement like, hey, this is just who we are as people. So like, regardless of like, if one of us is more willing to show that than the other, like we accept each other as who we are essentially. And we get a nice moment.
Kiss.
We get a smooch.
Kiss, smooch. But it's
It's a normal kiss.
yeah, it's not a hussy kiss. I don't know why I keep saying hussy.
It's the nice way to say it, I guess.
It is.
They go back to Chica's place. They're like, oh yeah, we should probably go back. They're probably like worried. And Kaguya ties her hair up with the ribbon that was on the gift from Miyuki, so she looks back to her normal self.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's hunky-dory. They go out on a date.
A date.
Which is very nice and everything. And then they make themselves official at the end of the movie.
Good for them.
Which was very nice. Also, at the end of the movie, we see Tsubame going to a psychic who is Miyuki's dad, his side gig. And her question to him is, why do people confess? And we see a very brief moment of like something happened at her party with her and Ishigami. But it's not, like I said, it's not really expanded upon or anything. And it's basically just used as a way for Miyuki's dad to just monologue over Kaguya and Miyuki's date.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
It's kind of a weird way to end it.
Yeah, like there's a lot of this manga still left.
Oh, is there?
A lot.
Okay.
Like I feel like we're kind of like this is the halfway point. I feel like.
Wow. I mean, where do you go from here?
Well, those two are together, so
Right, right.
it's going to it's going to turn into like are they going to keep this a secret? Do they tell anyone? Type deal probably.
Mm,
That sort of thing, and then we'll figure out exactly what's happening with the other characters as well.
right.
So that I think that'll be interesting to see. They haven't necessarily said, "Hey, we're making more of this."
I would assume by that ending that they are, though.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, this has been popular. It's been very critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why you wouldn't. But like I said, nothing's
Right.
been announced. But again, this has only been a year since this movie came out, so they have the time to do it or whatever to announce it whenever. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there's still a lot of story left to tell within the series. So I would assume at some point we come back to this. But I mean, I guess if they don't, this is technically a way you could cap it off by having like this be the end game of the day to get together.
Right.
Considering that's basically been the premise of the story so far.
Right, right, right.
So I guess we will wait and see. But yeah, things went well for them on Christmas,
I'm proud of them.
on the Christmas New Year's party.
They figured it out, even though everything was kind of a disaster.
Yeah, they took the long route to get there, but they finally got there,
Yep.
which is good to see.
It is good. It was a fun time.
Yeah, this series just continues to be very good.
Hmm. Also continues to have really fun openings.
Yes, that is also true.
I don't know who that guy is, but they're just like, we're just gonna keep using you, and he's like, all right, cool.
He has a style and it fits very well for the series, and
He sticks to it.
he sticks to it.
Yep.
That's all you need.
I like it. I like it. I like have gotten all the songs on like Apple Music after
Hmm.
I watched the show. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna download that.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Merry Christmas.
that is Kaguya-Sama Love is War, the first kiss that never ends.
This is the kiss that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends.
Uh-huh.
Do you not know that song?
No.
Oh my God. I'm only 2 years older than you. How?
Well, you were born 2 years before me. That's how.
I mean, yes. But I thought you would know that.
That's how that works.
Okay, well, maybe somebody that listens to us will get it so I don't feel as terrible. I'll
But
send
yeah.
you a video afterwards.
Oh boy. Yeah, that is our holiday special.
Yay! Happy Christmas, New Year's.
Happy new Christmas year.
Well, I mean, it's like, what do I usually write on your cards? Happy Merry Christmas Birthday? Something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I always write something weird on your cards because it's a combined birthday and Christmas gift. So
It's a good goof.
I just always combine them. So it's kind of the same thing here with Christmas and New Year's.
But yeah, that's going to do it for us this week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonallanguagecheckup.com or sac.cool. It's where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Jared Now Watch. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. Excuse me. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can follow us on Blue Sky at seasonallanguagecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And experts on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza, get access to unedited versions of the podcast early, and a whole wealth of bonus content as well.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, the final episode of the year,
I'm so stressed.
which means it is time once again
Once again,
to determine the game of the year.
I'm so stressed.
Who will walk out as the winners? Who will win our supplemental awards? What game gets inducted into the Seasonal Anime Checkup Hall of Fame? You'll have to find all that out and more next week, as we hopefully by then we'll have figured out our game of the year list.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Suffering.
So we'll talk about all that next week.
Yep.